In example 8, we have a jet flew from New York to Los Angeles, a distance of 4,200 kilometers. The speed of for the returning trip was 100 kilometers per hour faster than the outbound speed. If the total trip took 13 hours, what was the jet speed from New York to Los Angeles? So I'm just going to underline what's going to be our x, the jet speed. So x is the speed. And now let's just remember the units of speed. In this case, it's going to be kilometers per hour, because our problem is dealing with kilometers and hours. If there was one of these units that didn't match, we will have to change it to that particular unit. For example, if they told you the trip lasted whatever minutes, then we'll have to change that into hours. Just to be consistent, we're going to leave it like that. Now, there's really no picture, and in this particular problem, there's no need for a picture, but if you want, you can have a picture so that you understand what it is. So Los Angeles will be on the left, and New York will be on the right, just to be consistent with how the US is. New York maybe has the Empire State Building, and then Los Angeles, what do they have? Small, yeah. Okay, so we have a little jet, bam, a little jet going from New York. Okay, oh, it's going the other way, backwards. Okay, upside down. New York to Los Angeles, it's not moving. Okay, bam. So the distance that this jet traveled was 4,200 kilometers. But it's talking about a return trip, so it goes the other way like that. So that's another 4,200 kilometers. And then it says the entire trip took 13 hours. So this sounds pretty much as the time needed to complete a job kind of thing. We have to do this amount of distance in this many hours. So remember that distance is rate times time, or speed times time, or in any way that you may have seen it in the middle school. We're gonna be consistent. We're gonna be consistent with that. So that means that the time is distance divided by the rate, or speed, or in any way that you want to say it. How did I get that? I'm just dividing both sides of the equation by r. So the total time is 13 hours. So if I want to get time for each way, like going there and returning, I'll just have to do the distance divided by the speed or the rate. So they are asking me for where am I? Oh, okay. So on the way from New York to Los Angeles, I went 4,200 kilometers. And what was the speed? Whatever that speed was, x. And then I'm gonna add, oops, sorry, you don't see the entire number. And then I'm gonna add from LA to New York. And again, I went the same amount, but in this case, the speed was 100 kilometers faster. So that should last 13 hours. So remember how we solve these kinds of equations. I have two fractions with different denominators. So since this is an equation, I'm not required to multiply by the greatest common factor and try to simplify these two fractions into one. The only thing that I'm going to do is multiply the entire equation by those two denominators if they are different. So I'm going to multiply the entire equation by x times x plus 100. So when I do that, these two factors multiply the summand, multiply the summand, and multiply the 13 as well. So when I do that, I have 4200 x times x plus 100 over x plus 4200 x times x plus 100 over x plus 100 equals 13 times x times x plus 100. Let me move it a little bit. Okay. So now I'm just gonna cancel out what I can. These two go, these two go. So I have 4200 times this amount. I'm just gonna distribute so I don't have an extra line to worry about. 4200x plus 4200, and I'm just gonna put those two zeros there, plus 4200x equals, now this is 13x squared plus 1300x, because I have this times these two. So now I have a quadratic that I can easily solve. I'm just gonna send everything to the other side and then try to figure out if I have any common factors. So 0 equals 13x squared plus 1300x. This goes to the other side with a minus. This goes to the other side with a minus. And this goes to the other side with a minus. So now I just have to combine like terms. When I combine like terms, I have minus 7100x and minus 420 million. I don't think 13 goes into either one of these numbers, so I am just left with quadratic formula. So x equals opposite of b plus minus b squared minus 4 times 13 times 420,000 over 2 times 13. Sorry, I think I said million before. I'm sorry. Didn't sleep well last night. Okay, so when you solve this using the quadratic formula, you're gonna get that x could be 600, or the other value is negative 53.8. Since we're talking about time, we're talking about speed, then the only correct answer is the positive one. So the speed of the jet is 600 miles per hour. So the speed of jet is 600 kilometers per hour. I'm sorry, did I say miles? I don't know what I'm saying. Anyhow, just follow